doing good work, even if your knuckles bleed every once in a while. It's gratifying to build something to last and build it to be repairable. Well, I'm Hannah Scholes at Bike Friday. Grew up in this building here, actually. My father and my uncle started Bike Friday designing these bikes to fit in a standard suitcase. Everybody said that's stupid, and then they figured it out, and here we are with customers all over the world, which is why the LiGo battery is so essential to us being able to offer an e-assist bike that packs in a suitcase. You can check it on the airline and actually ride your bike all over the world and have assist when you want it. So we're really excited that Grin has gotten this new Generation 2 LiGo battery ready for us. We got tons of customers that are raring to go on it.
How many frames have you guys made in your lifespan?
We've made over 40,000 in 33 years.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the percentage that are still on the road. People are reporting, hey, I've had my bike for 20 years. Hey, I've had my bike for 30 years.
Amazing.
Here's a picture.
Yeah.
I had to repaint it a couple times. I changed out my handlebars, but it's still going.
Yeah.
And here's a long list of places I've been. Before Alan and Hans actually started Bike Friday, they built bikes for Burley, so tandems, which is where they built their first frames, was building tandems for Burley Design Cooperative.
Right.
Which was another business that my parents started long, long ago. We've got some of the original Bike Fridays. This is number 702. Before the New World Tourist and Pocket Rocket names were invented. So originally there was just one Bike Friday.
Yeah.
Well, then the customers saying, well, could I have one that's more like drop bar roadside setup?
Yeah.
Or can I have one that's fully loaded touring? Or can I have one that fits a 300-pound person? Or can I have one that has 2-inch wide tires? Which is how we ended up with probably 40 different unique frame styles. In the 70s, there weren't a lot of companies that actually made anything for bikes, so bike bags, rain capes, any of that sort of stuff. And my father has been just a creative designer of product for his passion of bicycles since he was a teenager. They didn't have a car, they had bikes. They needed to take their little kid with them places, and so my dad made a bike trailer. And so Burley Design Cooperative started making child bike trailers. So I was the original test dummy. Thankfully the tests were successful. I'm still here to speak about it.
Yeah, and taking over the business too.
Yep. So I definitely grew up in a family that was designing, building, and riding bikes constantly, but also reading books and lectures over the table at dinner. So first, as far as the Bike Friday factory goes, this is where they all get built and then go all over the world afterwards. So we start with the customer and ask them, what kind of riding do you want to do? Do you want to bring stuff with you? What sizing is important? What do you like for your color, gearing, all the things? And then we buy parts, and then we build the frame. So once we actually find out what the customer wants, we buy the parts. We got boxes of parts coming in each day. And then Julia, who runs our inventory, actually gets a bike order. We print it out, and then she starts kitting the bike. So each one of these totes is for one particular person's bicycle. And so we have the rims and the hubs and the cassette choices that the customer chose, to the cranks and handlebar style and shifters and all the things collected here in the tote. And these parts come from all over the world. And then once we have all the components, then we start building the frame. We also have a little custom nameplate documenting that we're custom building it for you.
Laser etched?
Yes, laser etched. All right, so then we start building the bike frame. And these will be the next bikes that we're building. And on this clipboard, we've got the name of the frame. This is a Diamond Llama. So this is a touring bike that you can also get some decently wide tires on and do some off-road touring and on-road touring. We can also build Diamond Llamas to fit riders that are up to 300 pounds, because everybody needs a good bike to ride and to travel with, no matter what your size is. And so that's what we do, is building to your size. So this Diamond Llama, the customer is going to get it painted midnight blue, very lovely color. We've got all their sizing information here. So from this, the parts cutter knows what kind of tubing to cut what length and bend and miter and prep all the pieces to weld the frame together. I'm gonna go to parts cutting next, right here. So Freda's prepping chainstays.
Huh?
What's the part that you're making?
Alpaca.
Alpaca.
Seat stays.
Ah, alpaca seat stays.
Cool.
So, making the alpaca seat stay. This is Freda, my sister.
Oh, really?
So she's often working in the shop, and I'm working more in the office. But you know, we switch whenever we need to. So she makes a lot of the parts for the accessories,
Yeah.
and then some of the bike parts too,
Cool.
bike frame parts. So this is an alpaca and all the parts that have been prepped for the frame. This alpaca is going to go to Sam's Son is the customer's name. They're going to get it painted in racing green. So all the parts have been, the tubing's been cut, bent. What Freda's doing right now is prepping part of this here. So we got all the pieces ready, cut, mitered, everything, so that it can go into the welding jig and start getting welded together. And it's on a rack. We're trying to use lean manufacturing and total production methods. So this is called a poke yoke. It's basically a container that has a location for each important piece so that you can see if you got all the pieces or not. And then this container is on wheels so it can roll over to the next station, which is the welding station. So this is the single bike jig, that alpaca frame that we just pointed out. All of those pieces will get fitted in here. It does adjust because we build frames to fit people that are 4'5" or people that are 6'5" or taller if needed. So fitting all the pieces in the jig and welding it together, and it starts looking like a bike frame. We also have several different kinds of jigs. This is a fork jig, so welding the different, we have several kinds of forks that have different widths for different tires and rims. And different jig, we have a tandem jig, and then the cargo bike holiday and the everyday have their different jigs, so different pieces here. Because we design all of our bikes from scratch, we also have to make all of the tools to be able to manufacture them. So all of these have been built here specifically to manufacture the bikes that we've designed. So I got an alpaca here. This one actually has, they're very popular, so we're building a lot of them. This one has had all those pieces actually welded together on the welding jig, and so you can see it's starting to look like a bike frame there. So once we got the frame welded together, some of the parts tacked, some of the parts welded, it comes over to brazing. And so this bike right here is ready for the brazing stage. We've got water bottle boss holes. They're going to be brazed in. There's some elements that have been tacked on in the welding jig that the brazier is going to fill in with brass to actually finish those pieces. Each bicycle has a unique frame number that's stamped onto it. Once it's been brazed, then it's ready to get sandblasted. So we've got, this is a New World Tourist, I think. Yep, New World Tourist. We got all these pieces have been filled in with brass and finished, and they're ready to be sandblasted. So all of the pieces are gonna be stuck in the blaster and cleaned off with high pressure sand. And then gets painted in the paint booth. A lot of different colors. We don't have our, so we got all the different colors, and we look at what the customer has chosen and hook up the canister of powder for that color, spray it on, stick it in the oven 25 minutes, and then let it cool, and then it's on to the next station. These two are alpacas that are painted.
Oh, gray. We're going with gray.
Yep, we got flat gray and we've got Power Stone gray. All right, so once we got a painted frame, it's going to come over to assembly. Now we start putting the pieces together. This is a holiday cargo bike. So putting the frame parts all together and then getting the tote that's going to be part of that bike with all the components, and putting the bottom bracket, all the parts on, cranks, hooking it up, along with the wheels, because we build the wheels over here. Whatever mixture of rims and hubs and cassettes and tires that the customer chose. So building up the wheel set for the customer. And then it starts looking like a bike usually. We do build frame kits also. So this one's actually just a frame kit. Let's see. This is a frame kit for Japan. It's going to go to one of our Japanese customers. Awesome. So then we start cabling it up with whatever cable housing colors and such they chose, and setting up the brakes and the shifters. And then out the door for the maiden voyage. So this is a painted and fully assembled frame like the ones we just went through the production line, seeing at each stage. Painted up with a fancy fade paint job, something nice and bright. It's gratifying to build something to last and build it to be repairable, which is a really important value of ours. Is we don't want to fill the landfill. We want to build something that really fits what the person wants, lasts for a long time. They can upgrade it, change it, repair it, and then if it eventually gets to the point where the miles are done, it can be recycled. This is our sewing area here. So Anya actually sews all of the bike bags. So the packet backpack and the protective felt bags for the bikes going in the suitcase. Lovely. And the triangle bag and all the different ones. So she's actually here cutting the fabric and sewing the bags. We built several different kinds of tandems, and this is a twin air. We probably only built 30 or 35 of them in the world. Beautiful fancy road bike style tandem with titanium suspension beams, custom built to size for Stoker and Captain, of course. We haven't been building them for a while, but we got one of the many unique frame types that we did, and it comes apart and fits into 2 suitcases, of course.
Okay, wow. So tell me about this ticket.
This is one of the original tickets. We did a couple different frame style upgrades and such. So this is one of the original designs. And we built, I think, 4,000 tickets. And we still have people riding them all over the world and begging us to build them again. They were the most complicated single bike, I think, that we built.
Oh, really?
So we're gonna consider maybe someday to rethink the design and maybe come up with a new version. We'll see.
Okay.
This one right here is one of the first Bike Friday prototypes. And again, you can see the ATP Plasma Racing sticker on the main frame there. That means this prototype was being experimented with before the Bike Friday name came about. This is a really nice ultralight packet. I think it's 15 pounds. And this was actually a new version of when we discontinued the ticket, we wanted to go at kind of trying the main design intent again, but in a simpler form. And so, as you can see, the frame is far simpler than the ticket. It has a 16-inch wheels, so when it folds up, it's very compact and a quick compact fold. And then we also were going for how light could we possibly build it for? So, yep, this is the newest model that we've launched is the All Day with the Bosch mid-drive motor. And this is the frame that we took to launch that All Day at the Made Show 2024, August 2024 in Portland. Okay. Yeah, it's an awesome bike. People are loving it.
Cool.
Good to get it out there.
Nice. How about hub drives? Are you still doing hub drives?
We are still doing hub drives, absolutely. And that's what will be the LiGo battery kit. We'll go with a hub motor. Yeah. Because that's really what works as far as...
Bang, G310, G311? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
As far as packing the bike into a suitcase, a standard suitcase, and flying with it, the all-day battery just simply can't.
No. But
you can put the all-day in a suitcase,
but can you power it with a LiGo? Or?
Bosch is very proprietary about every element of their system, and so you cannot plug someone else's battery into the Bosch system.
Isn't that a shame?
It's such a shame. It's such a shame.
What's going on, Walter?
Well, we've been waiting for these LiGo batteries to come out.
Yeah.
I've been collecting this list of customers that are just waiting for them.
That's your list?
Yeah, that's my little list.
Oh, gosh.
And so those are the ones that like, they want to order bikes, but they're waiting on the LiGo batteries. There's also a whole other list that I don't have that's like people that had the old LiGos and want the new ones, or they need replacements, or they bought a bike with a standard battery with the intention of getting LiGos later as well. So the list is actually larger than that.
Wow.
And that's just my list.
Yeah, that's your list.
My coworker has a